being clicked. Oh, I
All
think
right.
it says live.
We are live.
Let me just check. Yep.
Hey, are you alive? Are you alive? I'm alive.
Can I hit the stream to my audience button?
Sure, if you want to.
All right. Fair warning, someone's going to pop in and like say yodel hoo.
So I'm trying to remember which Cartoon Network show was it? It was some spy show or something where they would say, "Are you still alive?" Yes, I'm still alive. I can't remember which
Adult
Cartoon Network.
Swim.
No, it wasn't Adult Swim. It was like a show that came out of What a Cartoon, like Sheep in the Big City and all that stuff. I can't remember. It was the same. I think it was the same show where the guy said, "I am not a mad scientist. I'm an angry scientist." Like that was his phrase.
I don't know that show.
I'm slightly miffed.
I don't think it was Sheep in the Big City, but no,
I don't remember that one.
I swear.
I don't know that, but I know Sheep Detectives.
Yeah. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Good. Yeah. Did you watch it, Clinton?
I did not.
Oh.
I do not have
Prime, I think.
All the good stuff's on Prime.
Oh yeah, they advertised it like crazy. It was just like, that's nice. Don't have time.
Hey, it's Talking Sheep. Come on. Patrick Stewart's in there.
Hey, I saw, like I said, at least it's an upgrade from the Emoji Movie for Sir Patrick. So
yeah, right.
But maybe it's a sideways move from Jimmy Neutron. So who knows?
He was in Jimmy Neutron?
He was the lead bad egg, if you will. In the Jimmy
my
Neutron.
God, I don't remember that. Okay.
See, I never saw Jimmy Neutron because I was a fan of the comic book Barry Ween, Boy Genius, and I'm like, they ripped off Barry Ween.
But if you never watched it, how do you know?
Yeah. You got to judge it for yourself.
It could have been completely different.
Well, it's Boy Genius.
I used to watch it. I watched it with Harrison because he was right about that right age, Jimmy Neutron. And somehow he got stuck on watching. He loved Scooby-Doo. I think he watched every 60s Scooby-Doo DVD that was ever out. we my mother-in-law would find some in the bargain bin at Walmart or something. So she'd send 5 and then we'd end up with finding a few. And next thing I know, he's been watching it for months. It was crazy.
What I get a kick out of is, kids watching it going, "Who's Don Knotts?"
Yeah. Who's this person of the week at the guest? Who are the Globetrotters?
Yeah, exactly.
When I watched those episodes as a kid growing up, like I knew Don Knotts, I knew Batman, I knew the Addams Family. It was like when they would be, it was like people like Shelley Winters that I'd be like, "Who's that?"
Oh,
yeah, I knew a lot of those people.
No.
Well, I loved pop culture, sitcoms and all that kind of stuff growing up. So now there's some things I say I love pop culture, and then here comes Joe, and it makes me feel like I'm just barely observant on some things.
Poser, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then Kim goes, how did you know that, and why do you know that?
You want to hear? This is bad. This is bad. When I was a kid growing up, like in the late 70s, early 80s, do you know what 2 celebrities I used to get mixed up?
No, I don't.
If we guessed that, I would be like amazed. It's like based on that amount of clues, if we guessed it, but
one of them is a real human being and one of them is a puppet.
Well, a puppet. So was it Lamb Chop or Charlie Horse? No.
I used to get Phyllis Diller and Madam mixed up.
That's a fair one
yeah,
right there.
Yeah, you're
I'll
right.
spot
That's
you that
fair.
one.
Yeah. I'd defend you on that.
Yeah, I can totally see it.
Like when people would mention Phyllis Diller, I would think it was the puppet they were talking about. I was like, oh, that's that puppet that's always on like variety shows.
All right. You guys ready?
I Almost.
Bone saw is ready.
Yeah. Bone saw is ready.
All right. So I'm going to have to wing mine because there was no time for that. I'm going to pull that one out.
All right. Unlike Chuck, I'm going to hit record.
Oh, snap.
He was getting miffed about that big time. But it's not like we haven't done that a few times over the years, you know?
Well, when I used to use that recorder that the first time you press the button, it would start to flash because it's in standby. It's not recording.
Yeah. Wait, did you have an H2? Was that it?
Yeah. And it just would, you'd finish something and go, oh, it's still flashing.
Oh yeah. I was helping with some media stuff at my old job, and somebody go, "Hey, I need a recorder for whatever." I was like, "Okay, here you go. Hit record twice." I even taped it on the back of the device. Hit record twice.
I thought I had it handy here because I know I've got it around, but yeah. Here it is.
You got. Oh, not that one, but yeah.
Well, this is the Edda roll. So the Edda roll, that same thing. So you press this button here, and there's red around it, and it flashes. And then the second time you hit it, it starts to record.
Yeah, I think it's designed so you can look at the meters and say, "Okay, my voice, I'm good shape. Hit record," and you go. So.
I think it's just designed to confuse and befuddle people, but that's another story altogether.
Yeah. All right. You ready? Are you paying attention or are you tweeting over there, Joe?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
He was born ready. It's been downhill ever since. All right.
All right, I'm gonna hit record. And then 3, 2, 1.
This is The Topic is Trek, episode 206 for Friday, August 14th, 2026. Coming up in this episode, we take a trip to Vulcan, Alberta, Canada that I don't even know what's going to be happening there. How about that one? We're also going to get Mike Tyson in my Aston Kutcher. More about that later. And do not adjust your TV. That is in black and white. All that and more right now on The Topic is Trek. Dude, where's my Noir? Welcome to The Topic is Trek, the podcast that runs on impulse power. Join us for a journey where no show has gone before. If it has to do with Star Trek, there's a good chance we'll talk about it. Sooner or later, because on this show, the topic is Trek. Engage already. Well, hello. Welcome, everyone, to another thrill-packed edition of The Topic is Trek. I am Clinton, one of your co-hosts for this show. And as I always say, how about that weather? No, as I always say, in order to be a co-host, I have to have other hosts with me. That only makes sense. So first of all, beaming in to join me from parts unknown is Mr. Craig Stepp with the Kip new catchphrase we'll all be talking about. That's a long beam in.
Batteries must be low. Beam me up, Buttercup.
Okay, sure. We can work with that.
Oh, the kids will be talking about that tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, they certainly will. And also beaming in to join us is a special guest because Mr. Chuck Tomasi is off on a special mission, some away team, maybe on some pleasure planet. Who knows? It's Mr. Crazy Joe himself, Joe Fiore.
Make 7 up yours.
You guys are just bringing it this week, but I wish you wouldn't.
Oh, boy.
Well, how are you gentlemen this evening?
I'm doing well. How about you, Joe?
It was a night.
It was a night.
It was a night. It's such
Well,
a
we'll-
night.
Well, since we're recording on the day, I'll say happy birthday to Christine, Joe's wife.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, because our topic tonight, the title is "Dude, Where's My Noir?"
Right.
Back in March, I was in California for my friend Adam the Woo's celebration of life ceremony,
Right.
and we actually got a flat tire in front of the house from Dude, Where's My Car? So we spent some time stuck outside the house from Dude, Where's My Car? Like while we were trying to fix my friend Splorer and Ryan's flat.
Hey, somebody's in the house going, "There's those damn kids again standing out front."
They got tattoos.
It's on the same street as the Brady house. We were on our way to the Brady house.
Oh, is it?
We got a flat tire on the way to the Brady, and like the same street as the house from Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah, I watched your video from that, and seeing the Brady house was pretty amazing.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah, I can just see my little 8-10-year-old self blown away walking through there.
And they go, "This is not the same inside." Well, it is now, sort of. So,
Sort of. I'd spend the night there.
The only difference is that like the parents' bedroom and Greg's attic loft were actually like down a flight of steps in the basement because they were trying to fit the house she knew from television into a building that wasn't really made to hold those like rooms. So they were kind of trying to get creative. So everything is where it would be on television, except Mike and Carol's bedroom and Greg's like attic loft.
Mm-hmm.
So it's totally screen accurate, like the nuclear reactor on the Jupiter 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many levels did that have?
I don't know. It's just that little round disc at the bottom was like 3 stories tall when they got down there. It was amazing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
But we're not here for the topic is Lost in Space or the topic is the Brady Bunch, although fine shows those are indeed, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to be talking about, and spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about the latest 2 episodes of Strange New World. So if you haven't seen them, pause. Well, I mean, pause this. Don't like you pause because then nothing's going to happen. But be sure you watch them first because there will be spoilers. We'll ramble a bit, but we'll give some stuff away anyway, no matter what happens. So just be warned on that one. So with that said, it's time to head out on our first main mission with an appropriate sound effect.
There you go.
All right. And
I swear, every time I hear that, I still think of Ren and Stimpy. Sorry.
you idiot, the topic is not Ren and Stimpy. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to, Joe, would you like to give us the little bit of background information we have here on our first main mission?
Okay. Ahead of an important peace negotiation, Alpha Shift takes shore leave on Cessnar. But when their shuttle goes missing, Scotty and Ortegas have to work together to reconstruct their lost memories.
So I put that quick scenario together because let me read you the one that is on Memory Alpha, which I believe is not, I don't think they read it. I think it's like the log line that gets sent places.
Oh, yeah.
Shore leave on a pleasure planet turns dangerous when the crew's promised escape stops behaving like fun. That's the description that they give.
It's not wrong.
No.
Not 100%.
But can your escape stop behaving like fun? I mean, that just, what does that even mean? I don't know.
I'm not sure about that, but yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it. I guess the elephant in the room is how much of this is Dude, Where's My Car? With a little bit of The Hangover mixed in.
Oh, I totally got that right off the bat. You know, as soon as you saw the room all tore up, I was like, oh yeah, I see where this is going. I don't remember Dude, Where's My Car? I've only seen it like once or twice after it came out. So Joe, you'll have to fill in the blank on that one.
Brent Spiner's in it.
He is.
And Andy Dick, who was the long-term holographic doctor.
Oh, Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't remember seeing them in this episode.
Yeah.
No. But Dave Foley was in this episode.
Yeah,
yes, he was, and he wasn't crushing anybody's head, so that was pretty good.
Hello, Sarah.
Yeah, we you could tell, you spot him right away. I mean, even if my wife Bonnie, who sometimes goes, if it doesn't look exactly like the person normally does, she has no idea, like their hair is different or something. She went, wait a minute, that's Dave Foley. Yes, it is. Yeah. So the premise is that this planet has an atmosphere that the reaction you get from breathing the atmosphere is essentially intoxication. And
which is what it's like when you go to Dragon Con.
Yeah, well, that's
I think we're pretty much intoxicated the whole time,
or something like that. Whichever.
Right.
But my first question there was, does it? So that assumes everybody reacts to that atmosphere the same way, or do they have to kind of restrict? Well, these species can go because they're the only ones that react to this that way.
I thought they specifically stated that not everybody has the same reaction to it. So somebody may be more drunk than others. As we saw, Ortega was in a different mindset, and she wasn't intoxicated at all.
Right. So it's not just a case of your metabolism or a species, but if you've got the wrong frame of mind, which I would think a lot of people that come to a pleasure planet would probably be in the mindset that Ortegas is in when she gets there.
Yeah.
Just be like angry. And that's why they need the vacation. So there must be a breaking in period where you have to work your way into having a good time there.
I guess so. Well, it took them all about 10 seconds when they opened the door. Wait a minute. We're skipping over something very important.
Go on.
Here. And that is when we were watching the commercial, so to speak, for the place for Cessna.
We saw the animated series.
We saw the animated series, and who did we see?
We saw Eric's in there.
Yeah.
What are you mumbling about?
Well, we're talking about you, sir. Yeah, we saw several people from there. We saw
an old Spock.
The one of the women from the Lorelei Syndrome episode of the animated series. Was that Spock? I thought that was wasn't that Sarek?
Oh no, it looked like Spock. I thought he had the what do you call it? The instrument that he played. But he had a lot of wrinkles and stuff on.
Yeah, that's why I think that was they were pulling it from the way Sarek is interpreted in the animated series.
It may be.
But yeah, I mean that leapt right out after you get past the Simpsons clouds going by as you're zooming in on it.
That's right. Okay, Sarah Rose says it was Spock. So there you go.
Okay. All right.
Because I thought he had the blue uniform on. I saw it twice, but
I'm going to remove this and put it back again because that's not.
Oh, did you get a picture of
it? Yeah, but it might have gone by already. If it hasn't gone by and we see it, we'll
come back.
Take a look and say, oh, there we go. Yeah, so that was their little intro video with a very, 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 very long disclaimer that even has micro print on it.
Yeah.
The fine print directs you to the micro print. You should have read that as well.
I like how it started off fast and then it just got faster.
And then we have the B story, which is these negotiations, these peace negotiations. And I thought it was interesting to have one of these situations where there are people, species that are clearly from the same planet, right? They seem to be the same type of, if I recall correctly, the same looking.
Mm-hmm.
And so normally it's like one planet, one world organization, usually with these things. And it's nice to have something where it's just maybe it's just an internal, just something that's happening in the one place that they need some help with or something. Mm-hmm. So that was nice to say, oh, look, they've got like two different groups. That's good. Yeah, so we immediately get into a situation once they've landed and Ortegas has kind of crashed the shuttle.
Hey, by the way, hold on. This picture I'm going to talk about real quick. Ortegas is the cactus, and look, it's got a cast on. I didn't see that. I didn't notice that before.
And there's our disclaimer.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was interesting because both times they cut to her being a cactus. The shot before is like, why is Ortegas making these weird hand gestures? Like both times she has to put her hands up like this to be the cactus.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand the throughput of it, but it's like, it just stood out as like, I'm putting my hands up like this to be a cactus.
Right.
So once they're there, we immediately have her waking up and not being able to remember what happened, how she got the cast on her hand. You know, why is the room a wreck? And in the, I don't know if I can call it up here, but the, I can't, the dog, the what is it? It's a 177 canine.
Oh, yeah.
Is on the table in the room. I couldn't tell if it was a puppet, a stuffed animal, or a live dog because it didn't seem to move.
Oh,
but I thought, this is a great way to substitute the dog that was in the poster for Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah. I think that's that. And I think trying to do the Hangover a little bit where it'd be funny if they had a real Mugatu in the bathroom.
And it was indeed the same Mugatu that they used in Starfleet Academy. And like I said, I hope they wash that thing in between uses. It's just, I don't think that thing breathes at all.
Between now and the future.
Yeah. So it's a, I don't know what you call it. I guess you call this a buddy picture episode type of thing, because, you know, we've had this short, granted it was short, but short build up to Ortegas and Scotty at loggerheads. They, you know, they don't get along with each other. And so this is the episode where they become friends.
Yeah. Well, they got to resolve it at some point. And we only have 10 episodes.
Well, you could go on for a while, but
yeah, I did think they resolved it too quickly. It was like we introduced this in episode 1 of the season and resolved it in episode 3. And it's like, really?
Yeah, see, he could have been doing things like adding lights and warnings and stuff over time, really ticking her off, you know, and have more conflict. I think it would have been better if this was later, you know, and they kind of built up to it a little bit more.
Well, speaking about building up to stuff, so we've got Scotty here, and Scotty's still at this stage, not really confident in himself, doesn't seem to handle his alcohol very well. He's got a lot of catching up to do real fast.
Yeah. Come on. Drink it up, Scotty.
You know, well, also that, you know, he's in the, I think it's in the, it's either the first or second pilot for Star Trek. He's going, you know, engineering's ready as usual. Yeah, there's Eric's.
Here, I'll pause it. There you go. There's Eric's. Some Andorian. A couple of girls there.
Is that really an Andorian or just somebody wearing a headband, though?
Yeah, exactly.
I like Eric's how he's got a microphone in one hand and the other two are up in the air.
Now the question is he singing the Klingon version of, you know, Total Eclipse of the Heart, or, you know,
he's being a
Bright
cactus.
Eyes?
He's being a cactus right there.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Right.
Yeah, I got my, yes, Bright Eyes was the one she was singing, right? Not Total Eclipse of the Heart. It's kind of easy to get those two songs confused, but
they are. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we get to see the journey that Uhura is on, which is to party, apparently.
She's having a good time.
A question I have for you is, I've seen the episode a couple of times. I cannot figure out, is Kirk there all the time with Spock, or does it happen partway through? Because there is a scene the first time when Ortegas and Scotty go into Spock's
Right.
room, and he slightly moves the chess piece and goes, I apologize for the mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
That he says, do you see James Kirk here? And they don't see him. And as soon as they leave, he's standing right there.
It's like, was he in the back room or something? Or he just, or has he not been there the whole time?
I know what you mean, but like Kirk did say he was there the whole time.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he just like stepped out of the room for a second.
He went to the bathroom. He was in the bathroom.
Yeah, something. It's the only thing I could think of.
But then he's also just not there while the three of them are in the security office. And as soon as they leave, he's there.
Or maybe they're just so intoxicated they just don't see him.
Well, that could be. Okay. That I can buy. That I can buy.
It was the atmosphere.
Yeah. Except Ortegas is just too angry to see him, maybe. I don't see Kirk right now. Thank you very much.
Why is he always here anyway?
That's right. Yeah, at the end of the episode, he goes, sooner or later, I'm going to go back to my own ship. And I screamed out, when? When is it you're going back to your own ship?
Right. Yeah. It's like the Farragut's just trailing behind the Enterprise.
Yeah. Is he thinking, it's like, if I get squatters rights to the Enterprise because I'm here enough for it?
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
They won't charge me rent if I just squat, take the place. Surprised he doesn't have his own quarters there already.
So they can't find the shuttle, and they eventually do find it, and they find out that the answer was within you all along. Well, within your cast anyway, to access the shuttle and take it back to the Enterprise. And then it seemed like a very late in the game bit to have the bomb show up. I don't know. How did you guys feel about the bomb showing up like the middle of the third act?
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe. You guys thoughts on that?
I don't know. Do we want to? My answer is going to be a spoiler for my rating on the episode. So, if you don't mind.
No, go right ahead.
By this point, I was all in on this episode. They could have thrown anything at me, and I was just eating it up. I'm like, at that point in the episode, I'm like, no, you've got me hook, line, and sinker on this one.
Oh, there you go. There's the Spock. It looks like Spock there. Is that Spock? Is that
No, that's Sarah Rose, you're right. That's because I think it's because the uniform is gray.
Yeah.
It scanned to me really quickly as what Sarek would be wearing. And he's got, kind of his face is something's wrong with that. Well, because he's not supposed to actually be Spock, I suppose. But
just draw some lines on his face. He won't look.
See, there's the now the woman in the corner there. She's the one from the one with Corby in it, right? With Dr. Richard Corby.
I think you're right. And the Andorian's just living life.
Yeah, he's in all the shots, just having fun. I was also thinking that it was odd because I said to Bonnie when we were watching the episode, I said, is this the first time? And I immediately said, of course it's not. But I said, is this the first time we've seen Tribbles just like move under their own power? And then I went, no, the very first time we see Tribbles, they move because they put them underneath those wind-up toys on the bar and have them moving. And of course, we've seen in the animated series, and in the short trek, we saw them move. So it's like, yeah, we've actually seen the Tribbles move. And in Prodigy, we saw them move. It's like, I guess we've seen them move every time.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it struck me as odd that watching them in this, it felt different when they were moving than the other times we'd seen them move. I don't know. But clearly they move all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, if you think about it, I think I've seen them move more than not. Well, especially in the short trek. They were moving pretty good.
Where's Kirk's hand?
He's doing a classic TOS slap across the face.
Yeah, but his hand's invisible.
He's doing the cloak. He's doing a cloaking slap.
He's his own motion blur.
It's a cloaking slap. You don't really see it coming.
And if you want reference to more of the slapping in Classic Enterprise, then watch the Comedy Forecast clip on YouTube called Slap Happy.
Slap Happy, okay.
and you will see a lot of slapping going on in Slap Happy. All right, so what else is going on in this episode? Well, of course, the two warring factions. Oh, you went through all this trouble to do this expensive thing for us because the bomb goes off. I thought it was a nice moment though in the shuttle when Ortega turns to Scotty and says, I think we could have been friends. And he goes, I think we already are.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice moment. See, the dog is on the table there.
It was a nice wrap up. I mean, because so they're kind of, burying the hatchet and bonding.
So I guess the question is at that point is since it got wrapped up early in the season, is it going to involve something else later on? Like maybe it's a 2-part setup. We got to set up this part here to get to that part there. Because certainly we've got something going on with Lon that
she's got. I think that's her. I think that's the thread we're going to see a little bit because obviously we know her ancestry and she's feeling it a little bit. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm also wondering, is this a point where you clearly have to have the Khan Noonien Singh relative off the ship before you run into the Botany Bay? So are we kind of setting up a separate journey? This is not her journey anymore on the Enterprise. I don't know. But it was a romp this episode. Now this makes the second week in a row where the episode has pretty much been a nod to some other movie. Last week was Event Horizon, and this week it's Dude, Where's My Car? And then the second one we're talking about a little bit more than something to Casablanca in there. So I mean, they're kind of dipping into genre really heavy in this season.
Yeah. Then we got Jim Henson coming up too.
Well, if I see Jim Henson there, I'm going to say, wow, that's amazing. You really had something going on there.
Nobody ever dies in Star Trek.
All right. Well, we're going to be doing our ratings on this one. So we need to come up. Now, Joe, you've obviously been thinking about this for a while. Have you come up with maybe the rating scale we're going on for this one?
How about Hawaiian shirts?
Hawaiian shirts. Oh, yes. Well, since Scotty lost his, very, very sad.
You know what? I know everybody had the same thought I did. As soon as we saw him with that shirt on, I went, oh, I want that. And then I go on Facebook later. Everybody said, hey, where can I get that? I'm like,
and StarTrek.com still, to the best of my knowledge, isn't selling them. Like, how do you drop the ball that hard and put out like this thing that literally everybody wants to buy and not? When it was disco T-shirts, they had them up the next day.
Yep.
But I can guarantee you we will see some at DragonCon.
Yeah, my question is it a stock piece of clothing, or is it something?
It had a Magatu on it.
He was surfing, a surfing Magatu.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was concentrating on the shirt, but I was looking at the big picture. I wasn't looking at the details, just kind of so that, well, if that's a stock shirt, then somebody's got copyright issues. But
yeah.
All right. So Joe, why don't you start off because you are the guest and you've given this some thought. So go for it.
How many is our highest rating? 5?
10.
10. Okay. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10.
Are you? Okay.
10 out of 10 Hawaiian shirts. I loved this episode. I just had a grin on my face from start to finish. Christine and I were watching it together when number one started singing Total Eclipse of the Heart and Klingon. We were like, oh my God, she's doing Total Eclipse of the Heart. And we want a download of that. Like, we want like a full download of the song. And again, just every time Spock was on screen, I am so sorry for my present condition. I am so inebriated right now.
You are?
We were just losing it. Like, this was
totally fine to me.
You're looking kind of normal.
Yeah, no, I obviously I wasn't here last week when you talked about the Let's Go on a Haunted Spaceship. But I did not care for that episode at all. This was like total makeup for the week before.
Yeah, I said last week, you know, that episode was like, I don't like an episode where you don't have to have set up consequences, anything. It just, you know, weird stuff happens, and then, you know, there's like nothing going on at all. It's like it's a mystery that we won't ever know anything more about, and that's just done unless it comes back. Like I said, I'll reserve the right if it somehow comes back later on as something that's more okay. We'll go with that. But all right.
By the way,
yes.
But do you guys remember Syphil and Ollie? They were sock puppets. They used to be on MTV, the Syphil and Ollie show.
Don't. If I saw it, I might remember it, but it doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, it didn't ring
They had
a bell.
a song. They had a song called "Haunted Spaceship," and I kept thinking of it. Let's go on a haunted spaceship.
Yeah. They should have used that song last week.
They should have.
Yeah.
Alrighty. What about you, Craig? How many Hawaiian shirts?
Hawaiian shirts. Well, in some ways, I really liked this episode. There was a few things that, like, Lon went and just beat up the one guy, and she's their leader now. I'm like, you know, this. It's like there were a lot of silly things, and Pike was giggling like a little schoolgirl getting a tattoo. The other thing I thought was a little bit overboard was Spock was mind melding with the plant.
It worked though.
It kind of worked. So I don't know. I'm not gonna go as high as 10, but I'm gonna give it 7.5 because the bomb at the last minute was a little weird. But I see why they fit it in there. But yeah, so I give it a 7.5.
Okay. I'm going to go a bit lower. I'm going to give it a 6.5. I know Joe's going, I gave it a 10. How can you guys do that?
Yeah.
My feeling is this would be a great episode in a 26 episode season.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm sorry to interrupt, but yes.
I think in a 10 episode season, not so much.
Mhm.
It's not that I didn't like the episode, but I felt like you've got 10 shots and I haven't liked the first 2. And now I was disappointed because I'm coming off, episode I really didn't like at all. And this one is like, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun. And we do make a bit of progress. So it has that over, we have this thing going on between Ortegas and Scotty and so forth. But I felt the whole bit with the aliens trying to have this meeting and they changed their minds completely because there's some fireworks out the window and it's just like, okay. Yeah. It's, I'm not feeling it for this. So, yeah, I'm going to go lower, but as we always say, because we've got this question before, it's like, well, how can they be so different? Or how can, because everybody watches an episode and gets something different out of it. An episode that I like, Joe or Craig or Chuck may go, it wasn't my cup of tea. I had one that was from the season 1 of Starfleet Academy that I think I rated the highest episode that I've ever rated or right up there. And they gave it, it was okay. So to have the spread is not unusual. It's just, that's how things go.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this, or listening to this afterwards, you may have something that's like even lower or higher than, well, it can't higher necessarily, but just someplace else in this range. So I just want to get it out there because sometimes we do get questions about that.
Yeah.
I heard somebody once give a Yesterday's Enterprise, Next Generation, a low rating. They said that the time travel didn't work for them. And that's often considered one of the best Star Trek episodes ever. So
it didn't work for them as in they couldn't do it or they didn't understand it.
Yeah, they couldn't. They tried very hard to, mess with time and bring Tasha back. And it just wasn't working in their living room.
Yeah. Well, hey, by the way, I do want to say, I agree with you, Clinton. That's exactly what I was thinking too, was that in a 20-ish season, it'd be good to take a swing like that, and it was kind of fun break. but in a 10 episode season, I think they need to focus on character development and getting us to care about the characters more per episode, just like Ortegas and Scotty actually banging heads, and then finally they work out their issues. There's more development time. I'm not a fan of 10 episode seasons.
Right.
I do not like it, especially with
Right.
Star Trek. Nope.
Right, because it's, one of the things that makes Star Trek is character development, and 10 episodes don't necessarily mean you're going to get a lot of that, because especially with a big cast, to concentrate on a person or two people every episode, everybody else gets pushed into the background.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Heck, with 24 episodes a season, we never learned much about Travis Mayweather.
That was some poor writing. Well, no, that's not true. We found out he grew up on a shipping barge with his family. And
don't we find that out pretty early when he's sitting in the? I can't remember what the name of that corner where it's like the 0G.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty early on where we kind of.
I thought it was later in the season.
Was it? Okay.
Well,
I know like a family member of his came back, like they did, yeah, but no, we did learn it pretty early on. But then someone, I don't know. I think he was the least developed character on that show.
Oh, I would totally agree. I would totally agree with that.
All right. Now we're going to come back from our first main mission with an appropriate sound effect.
Oh, we got to come back. There you go. I'll just give you a bit decibel.
There we go. And before we do Subspace Chatter, which is our news segment, we have to get an okay from Charlie. It could be Charlie X, which is bad, or it could be Mirror Charlie, which oddly enough is good. We never know who we're going to get. So, Charlie, is it okay to go ahead with Subspace Chatter?
Sure thing, friend. I love Subspace Chatter. Let's get going.
All right.
Going.
It's Mirror Charlie. And remember, Craig, Ixnay on the goatee comments.
I'm not saying anything. I didn't say anything. You did.
Okay, just reminding you.
You brought it up.
Gets a little touchy about it, and I just want to make sure that we know what we're doing.
He's young. He's got a little peach fuzz.
All right. So I am odd man out here because I am going to be kind of do a cold read on my stuff, but we're going to start off with the story that Craig's got.
All right. So, in a recent highlight from Adam Savage's Tested, host Adam Savage inspects two exponentially rare, pristine artifacts from Star Trek: The Original Series, slated for an upcoming prop store auction, which, if I'm not mistaken, already happened. But it's a mid-grade Type 2 phaser prop and Leonard Nimoy's original Season 3 Spock costume. Preserved by the family of the former Paramount executive for decades, the phaser is one of only roughly 5 known surviving mid-grade production examples, featuring hand-filed aluminum accents, intact cast resin molding, and authentic functional dial. Alongside the prop is Spock's remarkably preserved nylon elastine uniform, hand-labeled with Leonard Nimoy's name in the inside band, which retains its original rank foiling, unfaded insignia patch, and rare original belt-free hook and loop holster with its functional yet thread still intact, which, yes, the close-ups look amazing on both those pieces of prop.
Yeah, especially when we talk about the color. I think it's Uhura's uniform. Maybe it's 2 uniforms that are in the Science Fiction Museum in Seattle, which is that's not its name. It's a science fiction, but it's at the former site of the World's Fair. It's a Paul Allen museum. He's got the Rock and Roll Museum and the Science Fiction Museum, and those uniforms are extremely faded. The color is almost gone in them. So to have one that's in this kind of shape is great.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it looked almost still new the way that we're looking at it when they got really close up to it. except for the collar was losing some of its elasticity. So it was everything else just age. But yeah, the stitching and everything looked pristine. It was amazing. So, and the phaser looked good, but it had like some Velcro glued to the side of it so they could stick it on their hip.
So it wasn't a hero phaser, so you couldn't detach, you couldn't separate phaser 1 from phaser 2, things like that.
Right.
But it was, it was kind of in between what they call it, the mid-grade. It's like in between the one you just have for background character and someone you would see more often in a shot. So it's more detailed to look like the actual hero.
Yeah, it didn't have any electronics or anything in it.
Yeah, prop store has a lot of these auctions, and I don't think I mind so much when they're doing it, selling off the props that are older props that, well, especially in this case, they didn't seem to own these when Paramount didn't own these ones. It sounds like the family had Leonard's costume, and then this former Paramount executive had the phaser.
Yeah.
So Paramount doesn't have any really say in
Yeah,
those
you know how those things get passed around after the show's over for years, and they go, oh, here's the favor. Oh, you just want to take it home? Go ahead.
Of course, I say that, and then, when the original model of the Enterprise went up on eBay, suddenly that suddenly was like, oh, no, you don't. Oh, right. No, you don't. That's going back to Roddenberry.
Yeah. Hey, I would definitely recommend everybody subscribe to Adam Savage's Tested channel. They do a lot of stuff with the prop store, and they've had all kinds of really cool stuff. Other Star Trek stuff, like they had the hull of the Enterprise from Khan. And what was there? Did some other...
They also did a long, while it was out of the exhibit for a while at the Smithsonian, a long segment about the original Enterprise model, the 11-foot model.
Yes.
Going all around that, looking at all the little details on that. And if you'll notice, Adam doesn't get to touch anything. So,
hey, there's been a couple times I watched him. He didn't have his gloves on, and he's like, he touched it, and I'm like, oh, I'm surprised that guy didn't call him out. Hey, it's just like me at the Computer History Museum. I touched the Google server.
Don't do it. All right, Joe, get us out of this with your first story.
I got a story here about one of my favorite people in the world. If you can't hear me rolling my eyes loudly. Director Alec Peters recently debuted his long-delayed Star Trek fan film, The 4 Years' War, The Gathering Storm, a sequel to his 2014 short Prelude to Axanar. However, within 3 days of its YouTube release, Paramount Pictures issued a copyright takedown that abruptly pulled the film offline. The latest clash stems from a decade-long saga after Peters raised over $1 million via Kickstarter. And if I seem bitter, maybe it's because I gave him some of that money. Paramount
bitter at all, Joe. You're not bitter at all. Don't worry about it.
Paramount sued in 2015, resulting in strict new official fan film guidelines and a subsequent arbitration ruling awarding Paramount nearly $300,000. By exceeding time limits and featuring former franchise actors, Peter knowingly breached these restrictions, forcing Paramount to enforce its intellectual property rights once again and reigning debate over the boundaries between fan devotion and corporate copyright.
So we're saying that's why this one got pulled, because it also exceeded the time limit, the time restriction, which I think is, what is it? You can only do
15 minutes.
15 minutes, but you can do, I think you can do 2 15-minute bits, right? But that's it.
Yeah.
2 15-minute episodes.
And and all this started happening about the time I was getting into watching like Star Trek Continues and New Voyages, because those are really good. And I thought, oh crap, they're going to limit these because they're episode length.
That's the thing. I mean, I don't want to tell Star Trek fans what they should think. Obviously, think for yourself. But I would argue that Alec Peter is single-handedly responsible for killing Star Trek fan films. because he raised $1 million more than anyone ever raised before.
Which I think was the first alarm that gets set off in the Paramount offices.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
And he was using it as seed money to start a business because the first thing he did with his money was build his own studio that he was then not only going to film Axanar in, but rent out to other productions. So it was going to become a business. So he basically was using Star Trek to start a business. So yeah, Star Trek continues, Star Trek New Voyages, all these fan films are dead because of what he did. So I would argue I should, other people have different opinions, so I should probably not be so black and white about it, but that's how I see it.
No, I think, you have some points, and yes, I understand that people have different opinions about it. It was it was a big thing for a while there, and then, JJ kind of stuck himself in the middle of it and made statements that turned out not to be true, and it was a rough time, all around. And I kept getting notices from them about Axanar, and I kind of even lost track that they were even still working on it. So I was surprised to even hear that it finally came out. And apparently I may never see it because
yeah. Did you ever see it, Joe?
I never saw anything past the original Prelude to Axanar. I'll tell you what got me to donate money the first time around, and this is like over a decade now, was that the director of the film was supposed to be Robert Meyer Burnett, who has become a controversial figure on YouTube, but at that time he wasn't. And he was the director of a movie that I really enjoyed called Free Enterprise. I don't know if you guys have seen Free Enterprise, but I really liked Free Enterprise, and it was his name being attached that made me give. I think I gave $70, and I regretted that. And then Alec Peter ended up suing Robert Meyer Burnett. He took him to court. So he's Alec Peter is a lawyer, and he's very litigious. Apparently he's known for taking people to court even when he doesn't have a case, just because he knows they don't have money and it's an inconvenience to them.
Yeah. Well, you can sue anybody for anything.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay, before we go on, let's clear the docket here with a couple of comments. So this is from Lisa Soares saying, "Good evening, gents. When your discussion is over, Joe needs to show you his old Star Trek coloring poster he just got."
Yeah, unfortunately it's not in the room with me, but I was hanging out with Lisa Soares a couple weeks ago at the we were at the Muppets Take the Mahoning, and she gave me this big color. It was a big like old coloring sheet with markers of Next Generation, like from when it's really cool. I wish I had it nearby.
Okay. And listener Diane, being my memory here, this Museum of Pop Culture that I was talking about, the one in Seattle, where I saw the uniforms. So thank you to both of you for that information. Now I'm going to take this next story and I'm just going to read a little bit of it. There's two stories that are similar that I'm going to be reading. So the next time I read, I'm not repeating myself here. This one is that Regal Cinemas, and I don't know if it's just going to be Regal Cinemas, perhaps, has a special treat for Star Trek fans this fall in celebration of the franchise's 60th anniversary, screening for a limited time the 60-year mission, How Star Trek Changed Television and the World, offers audiences a new perspective on the original series through exclusive interviews and never-before-seen archive material. William Shatner served as an executive producer for the documentary in collaboration with director and writer Mark A. Altman, who also produced 2016's 50 Years of Star Trek. Hey, I also did a video called 50 Years of Star Trek, so
yes, you did.
How come I don't?
Get the lawyers up.
Yep. Okay, lawyer up. Time to lawyer up. So I know that they already had a special that was How Star Trek Changed the World. So I imagine this is along the same lines because it says How Star Trek Changed Television and Changed the World.
Syndication.
Yeah. Well, partially so. Shatner will
Yeah.
grace the screening for after-show Q&A panel, joined by the original series co-stars George Takei and Walter Koenig. Producer Michael S. Broder says the project is a joint effort of many Star Trek stars and creatives, including the Next Generation stars Brent Spiner, Jonathan Frakes, Gates McFadden, and Denise Crosby, as well as Nana Visitor, who played Major Kira in Deep Space Nine. The 60-year mission, How Star Trek Changed Television and the World, releases exclusively in Regal Cinemas on October 9th. I would have to imagine it's going to show up someplace else after it's been exclusively at Regal Cinema.
Yeah. There's a Regal Cinemas in my my hometown. I might have to go see my parents that we can go check it out.
Yeah.
See if,
So you have no
if they're
excuse.
showing it.
You're gonna be going, sir. You got no excuse.
I live
Yeah,
at
okay.
Regal Cinemas.
Yeah.
I was there today.
All right. Well, you're back from there, but we're gonna go right on to talk about cinemas. Greg,
All
but a
right.
different cinema.
Let's talk about AMC.
Let's talk about AMC.
So AMC Theaters is celebrating the 60th anniversary of Star Trek by launching a line of exclusive concession collectibles starting September 4th. The upcoming merchandising includes 4 mystery fountain drink cup toppers featuring the iconic starships like the Enterprise, Enterprise A, B, C, D. I'm just kidding. Enterprise A, Reliant, and Excelsior.
Wait. It says including 4 mystery fountain drink cup toppers, and then it names 4 starships. I don't think it's a mystery anymore.
mystery solved. It's like Fred came in from the Scooby-Doo and took the mask off.
Yeah, really. Old Man
All right.
Jenkins. Anyway.
Yeah. Alongside a giant popcorn bucket topped with the original series Enterprise mounted on the 60th anniversary logo. Theater goers can pick up these collectible toppers and popcorn buckets at select AMC theaters nationwide while supplies last as part of the franchise's broader milestone festivities.
So that's 5 different Enterprises that you can pick up.
Mm-hmm. They
But-
should have had one that was a topper that was very smooth. It's just Picard's head.
Or Bill's. That's right. You didn't hear me say that. I didn't say that. I did not say that. Did not say that.
No.
All right, Joe. You have nothing to do with cinemas at all in this story, so go for it.
You know, I was actually reading about the AMC thing real quick. And apparently they're bringing the first 4 Star Trek movies and episodes to the big screen. I find this interesting because, oddly enough, we were just talking about Robert Meyer Burnett. Robert Meyer Burnett was responsible for the Blu-rays of Next Generation, and Fathom Events did several episodes of Next Generation on the big screen. And apparently they got sued over it because the directors of the episodes, their contracts weren't cleared for theatrical exhibition. So they said that they were going to do more of those and they couldn't do it because the contracts that existed didn't cover theatrical. So I'm wondering how they're going to do it now with the maybe the original series. The contracts are so old it doesn't
Wasn't
matter.
that in conjunction with the when they were cleaning it up and doing the special effects again? And,
exactly. Yeah.
Well, one of the possibilities could be that I'm going to say this, and I'm going to what are you on? Maybe Paramount actually shelled out some money and actually negotiated those rights.
Oh yeah,
I know
under the table. Here you go. Shut up.
That's kind of like what are you talking about? But
yeah.
Well, anyway,
I think they were showing a couple of those episodes in the theater alongside. I got like I didn't buy the whole set again, but I did buy a DVD that has like 3 episodes that they refactored from TNG. So,
and they did Best of Both Worlds parts 1 and 2. It was like
you froze for a second there, Craig. So we didn't.
All right.
But anyway, IDW Publishing is celebrating the 60th anniversary of Star Trek with a brand new comic anthology launching on September 2nd. The 7-story collection features contributions from top creators including Brian Michael Bendis, Ryan North, and Mike McCann, with tales spanning classic eras like the original series.
Isn't that Mike McMahon?
Mike McMahon.
Yeah.
That's what
You
I
said McCann. That's okay.
You said McCann.
Oh, sorry. It's going to span the original series, animated series, to modern favorites like Lower Decks, Picard, and Starfleet Academy. On top of honoring 6 decades of groundbreaking sci-fi history, the special issue will also deliver an exclusive first look at IDW's all-new flagship Star Trek comic title, launching later in 2026. And I think I was just listening to one of your older episodes. You were just talking about that new series. So
I think it's a very odd name for a new series of the flagship Star Trek comic. Title launching later in 2026. It's very, very specific.
it's a handful.
Long.
It's a
So
handful.
long.
Yeah.
It's long.
There are colons and stuff in there, just to break that up.
Colon.
Yeah.
Huh.
SETI Alpha, the beginning,
All
I need
right.
to scream
So,
for my colon.
oh,
Well,
oh.
all right. So I've got another story in here, which again, not a repeat, but produced by Nacelle. The first season of Center Seat premiered in 2021. If you guys remember the Center Seat, which was narrated by Gates.
Mhm.
Well, they are coming out with a new episodes of this. It's going to be the Center Seat 2, 60 Years of Star Trek.
The Wrath of Star Trek.
And like the first series, Center Seat 2 will be narrated by Next Generation's Gates McFadden. It will feature interviews with Leonard Nimoy, filmed earlier, Jonathan Frakes, F. Murray Abrams. Oh, that would be an interesting one. Alan Ruck, Brent Spiner, Walter Koenig, James Cromwell, Malcolm McDowell. Oh, I can't get that name. Anybody help me with that next name there?
I wasn't reading along.
Shara Agdashlu.
Wait a minute. Have you listened to my other podcast and you're asking me for help for a name?
Well, I thought maybe it's just a name I'm not recognizing. Ron D. Moore, Alice Krieg, Deep Roy, Tim Russ. We were just talking about Deep Roy the other day because Bonnie was watching the Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah.
Probably in the chocolate.
He was an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah. He was all the Oompa Loompas.
Yeah. True.
Let's see. Michael Westmore, Will Wheaton, Jerry Taylor, Doug Drexler, Brian Fuller, Rick Berman, and I also know that Larry Nemechek. I think I saw Larry Nemechek in the video for that one, so he's in there as well.
If there's a Star Trek thing, Larry will be there.
Well, he's a friend of the show, Larry Nemechek, so there we go.
Your shirt's got more names than mine.
Yes. The Center Seat 60, Center Seat 2, 60 of the Star Trek will premiere on Prime Video, Tubi, not Quibi, Tubi, and YouTube on September 8th. What a surprise.
Very nice. All right.
60th anniversary and everything. Yeah. Okay. Next.
All right. Okay. So Lego has officially unveiled its new Icons Star Trek USS Enterprise NCC 1701 bridge set, a 1701 piece build.
I see what they did there. I see what they did.
Wow, that really worked out by accident.
Throw in a couple more tribbles and we can get that number.
Yeah. It's probably like 6 tribbles. The 1701 piece build priced at $200, $199.99. With pre-orders live ahead of September 26th release. Designed for adult builders, the set measures over 22 inches wide and features iconic areas like the bridge and the transporter room, complete with interactive elements like swiveling captain's chair. Like you like to swivel, right? Mm-hmm. Sliding turbo lift doors, dial-operated transporter pads, and a view screen displaying a Klingon warrior. It comes fully equipped with 8 minifigs, including Captain Kirk, Spock, Uhura, Sulu, McCoy, Chekhov, Chapel, and Scotty, alongside classic accessories like tribbles, phasers, Vulcan, Lurpas, and Spock's harp.
And yeah, I was surprised. I don't know what Lego's usual policy is, but I was kind of surprised to see a phaser in there. I thought Lego didn't do weapons. I mean, they do obviously lightsabers. So
look, Clinton, let's be real. science fiction.
I know, but
I don't know about that. So
I
don't bring it up until after it's released.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Never mind. No,
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. You were going to say?
What I was going to say?
I guess you weren't going to say anything. So
I was just saying, don't bring it up until after it's released. Then you can say, "Hey, what's your?" Because we want the phasers. That's what I'm saying.
So they've introduced last year with the Enterprise D. They had essentially the entire TNG main cast plus Guinan, right? And with that one, so this one is going to have really the TOS crew. I guess you can't get them separately. I guess well, I need a Spock. Well, then you got to buy a bridge.
Yeah, I don't know if they do sell them separately.
And I remember the Enterprise D, like if you were an early bird and like pre-ordered it, you would get the shuttlecraft, and that came with Ensign Rowe.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep. Yeah, no word on anything like that, but I think that was because that was the actual launch of Star Trek in Lego. They probably felt like they wanted to put something extra in there.
Hey, too bad we can't order this and all three of us put it together at DragonCon. Comes out a little bit later than that, I think.
No, if we were doing that, I would say it's a good thing Nathan's here because he's good with Legos, and I'll watch. You guys go ahead and do that.
I'm tempted to pick it up, honestly. I didn't do the Enterprise D, but I'm tempted to pick this one up.
All right. Well, if you do, you can make a little video on it. Just do a little unboxing and things like that.
I might. Of course.
I might, Rabbit. I might. All right. Joe, what do you got?
Well, you already read it.
I read it already. It's in there 2 times. All right. Never mind. So there was another one about the center seat. All right. We're going to then, now this is a new thing that's going to happen here because we're going to cover a little bit about Vulcan, Alberta, Canada.
Yay.
So it's that time. What do you say, Clinton?
It's that time of the show where we ask what's happening in Vulcan, Alberta, Canada.
Out where the prairie sky meets a starship's gleam, living out a funny, friendly little prairie dream. So beam aboard and join the crew for a cosmic hometown point of view. What is happening in Vulcan, Alberta, Canada? Vulcan, Alberta,
Canada! There you go.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
By the way, we have a genuine Canadian in the audience right now, the CGH Entertainment. So maybe he can be a special correspondent sometime and just go show up randomly at Vulcan, Alberta, Canada.
There you go.
All right. Well, I've got a choice between 2 stories here. Let me pick one here. I remember reading this one when I was looking at stories to put in because I thought, it's a mystery thing, and I think the mystery gets solved. But let's see. The Vulcan and District Historical Society Museum and Archive. That's almost as long as the name of that Star Trek show. In southern Alberta, is that part of the name too? Is running a community contest to guess the contents of a sealed 1958 wooden crate before its official reveal on May 15th. Maybe that's why. Maybe I read the follow-up. Discovered in an old hospital ambulance bay alongside medical supplies and canteens, the trunk-size heavy box is marked with the words "Civil Defense." While local guesses range from medical kits and ammunition to creatures from space, to creative wild cards, the mystery crate is touring local venues, including schools and a bank. It's like, look, kids, a crate. To build anticipation for the museum's seasonal opening. Yeah, I believe when they did open it, it was full of kind of emergency medical supplies.
Oh,
big, so that well, I mean, May 15th is when they were going to open it. So
it's like you ever seen those people open old MREs from like World War II and stuff like that? It's like the crackers are disintegrated. The chocolate's all cracked inside the thing.
When you said, "Do you ever see people open?" My first thought went to Al Capone's vault. Well, hopefully it's better than that.
Yeah, Geraldo Rivera on the scene.
Mm-hmm. And nothing else is on the scene, just Geraldo Rivera and an empty vault.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up for Subspace Chatter. But we've got we've got 49 additional stories. It's kind of a
54.
54. Okay,
Yeah.
I think it's the ones I put back in.
It's growing as we talk.
as we're speaking. You can go check those out over in the show notes for episode 206. Dude, where's my Noir? Over at the Topic is Trek.com. And that's broken out. I've got things broken out by different TV series, movies, and then a bunch of other categories there. DVDs, comics, general Star Trek stuff. So there's a ton of things in there. Some of them are reviews, some of them are stories about like behind the scenes things. There's just a lot of different things in there to check out every single time we do an episode. So be sure to try that out. Also, a reminder that there's also a link in the show notes for the ratings of all our Star Trek episodes. I will assume that will include after the show, since listener Diane is here, that gives the ratings for all the Star Trek episodes that we have done on here on the show, except the ones we forgot to do ratings for. Then we're going to have to retro go in and put those in when the season is over. And also books. And Diane has now completed putting in the books. So that one's, she said that one's a bit strange because there was a time when we were only one person read the book and then they told us the other was about, so like, they have like the ratings are all over the place. So hopefully now that we're kind of in this groove of we all read the same book, it'll get a bit better in those regards.
Yeah.
But once again, thanks to listener Diane, who's got a message over here. I think it might be that question. Weapons didn't appear in Lego sets until 1978. Castle set with a sword, of course, and 1989's pirate set with handguns and cannons. Okay, so there was a time that they didn't have them, but they're all in on it now. So
we got more jaded as time went on,
That's
it
right.
didn't matter. Just put the guns in there.
That's right. All right, so now it's time to say goodbye to Charlie because it's over, and it's a mixed bag here because it's nice Charlie, it's mirror Charlie, but still at the same time it's time to say goodbye. So goodbye Charlie.
Thanks for having me along. It was fun. But now my Phasian step-parents are calling, so I gotta go! Go!
Thank God. Oh, wait, that's early. I gotta wait till he's left.
Yeah, he's still going. I think he's finally gone. Okay.
There we go.
I don't know. It's better to have him around than to have, other Charlie. So
yeah.
That. All right. And it's time to head out on main mission part 2 with an appropriate sound effect.
Wait, the door won't. Oh, the door is broken again.
I mean, wasn't that from the last episode with the haunted ship? And
the door just
closing.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you give us the background information on this one, Craig?
All right. So, of course, this is a case of chiaroscuro. Did I say that right? Okay.
I've got it phonetically right there.
Yep. Written by Skylar Ojeda and Dana Horgan. Directed by Mira Menon. Why'd you give me this one? That's all right. Una is mistaken for a resistance leader and drawn into a struggle against Klingon occupation.
So that one I didn't change. That one seemed okay. That's fairly accurate. I mean, we don't get the setup as to why they're there.
Yeah.
This is their film noir episode, which we've heard rumors of for a couple of years now. And we certainly got an indication that they were going to do it this year because you got a shot in the opening credits right from the first episode of a black and white shot with searchlights in the sky. So we kind of knew it was coming this time around. And the premise of why it's black and white is a bit kludgy, but they do give an explanation for it.
A scientific one.
A scientific explanation for it. So, okay, you buy the bit, you buy the episode. Buy the premise, buy the episode. And the nice thing for me, one of the nice things about this episode is we didn't spend the time to have to say, well, the number of parallel worlds that are, in the galaxy and blah, blah, blah. And or it's, this must be the influence of so it's just, look, it's budgets. Everybody knows it's budgets. Just get on with the episode. So we don't have a lot of setup of why is this, kind of like the 1940s.
Yeah.
It just is. Okay.
Well, they showed the Enterprise at with the shuttle leaving at first, and I thought, wow, they went all in on the black and white stuff because it looked like the Enterprises, the nacelles were turned off, just sitting there. And then I was like, oh, the whole thing's black and white. I got it. And then when they had to explain to Uhura, which they should have understood this from the mission briefing.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't you cover that? Like when you start out, wouldn't you want to know? Wait a minute, why am I only seeing black and white? What's wrong with me?
Yeah, I was like, why is he explaining it? Oh, he's explaining it for us, the viewer. I got it, but I just thought that was funny that he was.
You should do a clever side to the audience,
Yeah, that's right.
Totally Ferris Bueller this thing, But anyway.
Yeah.
I was surprised the opening credits weren't in black and white.
Yeah, me too.
Because they animated them for the Lower Decks crossover. It's like you can't just shift them to black and white.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
And they did the new version. They did the a cappella version for the Subspace Rhapsody. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this episode is essentially their nod, as I said, to Casablanca. It doesn't follow Casablanca's story exactly, but there are beats, including one that like slaps you in the face when the Klingons come into the bar singing.
Oh yeah,
one of their drinking songs. It's the same scene where the Germans come in to Rick's and then the French get up and start to sing the French national anthem and kind of drown them out. So there are beats where this is exactly Casablanca. But the nice thing
even Uhura said of all the gin joints.
Yeah.
I was like, I see where this is going.
I thought the nice thing about this episode was, okay, the gimmick was that it was in black and white, but that was essentially the gimmick. So this is an episode that's like not really special effects heavy.
Right.
It is an episode that takes place on a planet with an away mission and something happening on the Enterprise as well that's possibly related or not. It's, we've got a secondary story going on. There are some stakes. There are some tense moments. And I felt like this is kind of what I was hoping we'd get to, when season 4 came around saying, oh, I know season 3, I know was, but season 4 is going to be, I felt like this for me was when we start to pick things up in this episode. Yeah. Well, I'm doing a lot of talking. What are you guys' thoughts here?
Go ahead, Joe. You're the guest.
I didn't love this episode. It's okay. Obviously, if we're talking about black and white as a gimmick, Star Trek's done it before. Bride of Chaotica. Obviously, 50s sci-fi and film noir are two totally different genres, but we have done the black and white gimmick before. We're going with the trope of she happens to look like somebody. I mean, that's never one of my favorite tropes. Ask me why I hate Ocean's 12, and I can go on for a long, long time. And then we get Core.
Yes.
Which
I was happy to see.
I mean, that's cool that we're bringing back a character we know, but he looked really odd without facial hair.
And a ridged forehead.
Yeah. Clean shaven Core.
And he seemed to be like in between, like not really like Klingon, motion picture on Klingons, which they've kind of shown. He seemed to be this space in between a TOS Klingon without really any makeup at all. Well, makeup, but not prosthetic makeup, and a modern Klingon. So I thought it was an interesting choice to kind of walk this middle ground with him.
He's the Tuvix of Klingons.
I actually pulled up a couple images of him on my phone from Deep Space Nine.
Yes.
Because I wanted to see if they at least matched the forehead ridges. Like, okay, obviously this is a different actor, but are they gonna? Because I think they've sort of established that Klingons, it's like a fingerprint. Everyone's got their unique forehead ridges. The forehead ridges weren't even the same. So I don't know. Like I thought the whole core thing came across. It was cool they brought him back, but I'm like, it seemed odd.
You know what? I didn't think about the forehead ridges too much, other than to go, wait, Core, he was in TOS and there was no ridges, and then we get this whole thing with Worf saying, "Well, we don't talk about that," and they a little bit of lore about, I get it, lore about the forehead ridges thing. So I thought it was a little weird that they put a Klingon in there that had the ridges. Like I guess all of them are now, because in this time frame, he would have been a Klingon without ridges.
Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to think about that.
Yeah, but we'd already seen Klingons before in Strange New Worlds, and they were Klingons like.
Well, they were also singing like Justin Timberlake.
I think
no. I'm talking about the ones that Spock ends up drinking blood wine with.
Oh, right.
First time we see them.
I think after the Enterprise two-parter, we're supposed to assume that in this time period, both Klingons exist side by side.
We are,
but they never ever show us
even if that's the case, think about this: Core in this time frame did not have the ridges at the time. Maybe they manifest later. I don't know, but in a couple of years, he's going to be back on the Enterprise or dealing with Kirk. He's going to have ridges again. I don't know.
Yeah, it was recessive, and he got turned into a Vulcan for a brief period of time, and so that activated that. Oh, that's
vaccinated.
a long story. Never mind. That's it.
Yeah. Reactivated.
We did have an interrogation scene, which I liked the scene. I felt like Uhura. I couldn't tell whether the Core just was letting her go and letting some stuff slide. When he says, "Oh, trees! What color of the trees were born?" and she says green.
Yeah, I thought, oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, I would think if everything around you was black and white, you probably wouldn't say green. Yeah. But so I think that's meant to say, well, okay, he's suspicious, but he's letting her go. So clearly he's not just going to let her go.
She did play it off. She tried to play it off saying,
right.
I
know what color is. And, I want to see some places with color and all the colors of the wind and all that stuff. But, different franchise.
The Blue Jays are not quite blue.
That's right. We just call them Jays. And we don't get the blues either, so there's that,
Yeah. That's right. We got 50 Shades of Gray going on.
Want to go see a Grays band tonight? They're gonna play the Grays.
Yeah, I hear they're white hot. Because anyway, I liked it. I felt like, to me, it was very much a throwback to a TOS episode where you visit a planet where things are just, what does the prop department have that we can throw together to do an episode, and there's going to be trouble, but it's not going to be, we're talking about when Core is in the other episode, I think he takes Spock to use the mind sifter on him, and it doesn't work on Spock. But as I recall, we don't see the interrogation, and I thought it was interesting to at least see the interrogation the Core was doing this time and what was involved with that. And the idea of using light, I thought, okay, well, that's an interesting kind of almost nod to the TNG episode where there are four lights type of thing.
Yeah.
I also want to go back and take a look though, because the lights that they were using I was rewatching Human Being Friend, and there were these columns of light bars behind Una when she's singing. I don't see.
Yeah.
Is those the same light bars
Maybe.
that are in this episode? Because
Yeah.
I don't
maybe.
know. But yeah, I felt like there were, and we also get something that I wasn't expecting in the B plot, because the B plot, you have Lon feeling like something's wrong, that this chip here, it's a little out of alignment when we're opening up
Oh
this,
yeah.
the probe, which happened to lose its power and drift into Klingon space, and then they retrieve it, and she's all about it, and Spock's like, I think you're overthinking this. And then she goes to, hey, we also get to see the cadet again, the Vulcan cadet.
Oh yeah. She's such a lovely person.
Well, she's early to Lynn as opposed to late to
Yeah.
Lynn.
Right.
But Lana's keeps trying to track this down, and Spock is not being very supportive. He's just like, I don't, I think you're thinking too much about this, and you've talked about possibly being paranoid, and she keeps going at it and finds out that she was right. And I'm wondering, so is she going to go back to Spock and say, thanks for being so supportive in my research here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she didn't mention it to Pike in her report, but that doesn't mean she won't mention it to Spock.
Right. Well,
even if she doesn't mention it, it's in her head that, she thought this was going to happen, and he just essentially didn't follow up on it. Just blew it off.
Yeah. He was pretty quick to moving to the internals. Looks pretty good to me. Like, that's not Spock, I know. But have some weird writing in there. Yeah.
And I was not expecting, because they actually feed you along a little bit with this B plot, because it turns out that Scotty did something that was involved with the probe as well. And so, oh yeah, that's mine. But then wait a minute, there's another thing underneath that's not mine. So I thought that was a nice way to keep that story moving, and not just have it be Lon just keeps saying, no, there's something there you don't understand. She keeps finding things, but keeps going deeper and deeper into it.
Right.
The using of the detonator to set off the impulse, the EMP pulse. We saw it coming as soon as the traitor, if you will, was approaching security, did we not? That as soon as he goes running away from having the encounter with Una, to go tell Core that he had it on him, right? I mean, we cut away from it and cut back to it, and she says where it is after I think we figured it out. But I don't know. Did you guys have the sense that it was with him as soon as he started heading to the checkpoint?
I didn't. Maybe I was paying attention well enough, but yeah, I didn't know. And then as soon as he turned around, they did the whole stick it in his pocket thing, and so because the alarms went off. Yep. So that made sense, but it didn't. I didn't pick up on that early on.
Yeah, me neither.
And the episode also had a nice. See, I think that this was a better discussion about consequences of your actions and what you can and cannot do than was in the first episode of the season, where Pike was wrestling with destroying that planet where we never see the species that's on the planet. We're very confused about this whole Mars thing. Essentially, they're having the same discussion between Una and Mbenga on the shuttle going back, and I felt like it was a much more meaningful discussion of this plot. Like, you can save some, you can't save them all.
Yeah.
and you have to get used to that. And that a lot of them have gotten away, but there's some people that are just going to be on that planet, and the Klingons will. Because my first thought is, yeah, well, you can put down, you can get that screen down, but it's not like the Klingons are going to go, okay, well, you got us, so we're leaving.
Yeah.
They're going to bring back like 6 ships, and it's not going to be a fun time. All right. Any other thoughts on the episode?
I got nothing.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay. And
except we do see more of Scotty and Ortega's chumming around, so that friendship really stuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
At least for 8 more episodes.
And for those people that aren't aware of it, a case of Kiara Scaru, that term is used in, I don't know if it's used in photography, it's used in, it's used in painting, really, because it's the idea of using black and white and shading to give something a 3-dimensional effect. And it very appropriate here. You've got something that the discussion at the end is talking about, well, not to be ironic, but it's not all black and white, that there are shades, and the shades are what give everything the 3 dimensions of.
I thought it was filmed well with the black and white. I liked it.
All right. So we're going to go in reverse order this time, but we need to know what we're going to rate this on. What would you like to rate it on?
The EMP pulses.
Okay, EMP pulses. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to give this one 8 EMP pulses. As I said, I felt like I got into this episode a lot more than any of the episodes so far this season. And I like the fact that it was fairly simple in terms of special effects. We see some presentation things, and we see the EMP pulse and those type of things, but it was really kept to a minimum, almost like a bottle episode, except that they pull in a lot of props to do this one. And well, I'm also a sucker for Casablanca, so I think just like Dude, Where's My Car?
This two film icons.
It's kind of resonating with me. I think possibly the other episode was resonating for Joe. And so that's why, it wasn't perfect, because I do agree that the fact that she's an exact doppelganger, that she sounds the same, she has the same haircut, everything that was like, okay, we're really stretching, especially when she's probably using a universal translator as well. It's not quite, but overall, I thought pretty good. So, Greg, you.
Yeah, the doppelganger thing didn't work for me. I was like, what? There's no explanation given why it was like that at all. But like I mentioned, I liked the way it was filmed in black and white. I think they did a great job with that. The explanation was okay. I don't know if I really needed it, but made sense. Overall, I thought this was pretty good. I'm going to also give it an 8.
Okay.
I think I'd go with a 6 on this one.
Okay.
This one just didn't resonate with me. Again, the doppelganger thing really bothered me. Yeah, it was all right though. This is better than the haunted spaceship. I'll say that.
And we have a quick note here from listener Diane. What about the part where Christine deletes the probe data? Yeah, because she doesn't want the crew of the medical ship that went across the line into Klingon territory to do some triage work. She's trying to get rid of that information off of the buoy that got that information. It's not the first time they've deleted data.
Not the one we know and love.
Well, no, not that one. But so I could buy it. I mean, it was supposed to be off the record, and So it's hard to look the other way. If you're in a military organization, that would be really hard to look the other way on.
Mm-hmm.
So then you start to walk that fine line about, how much of a military organization is Starfleet. So I think I would feel better about it if she stored it, didn't delete it, just kind of had it for like 20 years from now.
Right.
Pass that information along when maybe things are viewed differently about a mission like that or something. So, all right. Well, I'm going to do something really quickly here because we haven't done a Warp Speed Roundtable in ages. And I was watching some videos from STLV, not Star Trek Las Vegas, but STLV,
right,
which just happened out in Las Vegas about Star Trek. And this video asked a question, so don't spend a lot of time to think about it. I'll start with Joe and then go to Craig rather quickly. But I want you to give your answer, and then you can support it with something about why you chose that. But the question is, if you could have one real thing, transporter or replicator?
I would say transporter.
Okay. Any particular reason over replicator?
It opens up your world. Like you can traveling is so easy, and you can go anywhere. You can live in a different part of the world from where you work and still show up for work. I think it changed. Like a replicator is pretty impressive too, but I think a transporter, just the quality of your life is just going to get so much better with heck with these gas prices.
I was just thinking of Porky's, the beam into the women's locker room and then beam back out.
and I gave an impassioned plea in a voicemail for Technorama about how transporter technology is going to save you so much time because you won't have to get up and go to the bathroom anymore. You can you can just beam the pee-pee tinkles out of your bladder to its final destination. You don't even have to get up.
So if you missed it on Technorama, you got it here. What about you, Craig?
I would go for the replicator. And the reason is I figure I can replicate a transporter out of it. So there you go.
You were not the first person to give that as the reply and the reasoning for it.
Yeah.
In the video.
Hey, wouldn't that be awesome? You don't have to worry about food or anything anymore. Travel's nice, I get it, but you just, our milk went bad. I'll just replicate some more.
So my initial thought on it, and somebody in the video that I was watching kind of said the same thing. I understand replicator, and Roddenberry gives an impassioned, long explanation about why he chose replicator, because that is technology that changes the world.
Mm-hmm.
That is just it eliminates need. Just it's gone. You want to make yourself a Rolls Royce, knock yourself out. There you go. But the person who said, I'm tired of going to airports and getting on airplanes and going, it's like, I'm tired of that. It's like, yeah. I get it. As much as I'd like to say replicator and that Rod is correct, I'm going to go with transporter. All right.
Hey, I could replicate money too.
Yes. He also pointed that out. It's like, you want to replicate gold? Go ahead, replicate some gold.
Don't forget where the matter comes from for the replicator. So
and there's plenty of that around.
Going back to my use for the transporter.
So you're gonna fuel right from the transporter to the replicator?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Do you remember in Breaking Bad when was it Badger Skinny Pete was telling Jesse the story about the Star Trek story when they're all high, and he's talking about this pie eating contest in Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about beaming the pie out of his stomach so he could win the contest.
All right, but it's time to try to refill the dilithium chamber and warp on out of here. But first, we got a couple of things to talk about or to mention or to do. First one is Crazy Joe. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you got going on there?
Over on my channel, Crazy Joe Adventures. I just go out, do crazy things, check things out. The last video, actually, what was the last video? I was at the drive-in, Muppets Take the Mahoning, where I was hanging out with Lisa Soares. It was in the chat today.
There you go.
You can find that video over there. I visited a ancient tree in Pennsylvania called the Witness Tree that has been growing. It's still alive. It's been growing since the birth of the nation. It's in Valley Forge National Park, and that tree was growing when General Washington's troops were stationed there, or camping out in Valley Forge Park. So it's always something different. I just go out and do stuff. I'll be filming at Dragon Con, so that's what you find at Crazy Joe Adventures.
Right, and we I shared with listener Diane the War of the World stuff from
Grover's Mill.
Grover's Mill. Thank you. I was thinking of the name there for a second, because she took us on a road trip, and that's one of the places we visited, and we visited a lot of those same things on that trip. All right, and next thing up here on the list is Craig, for you to talk about.
All right, so of course I got the Dog Days of Podcasting going on right now. We got several podcasters that are podcasting once a day for the month of August, and they're doing that right now. You can go subscribe and listen to everybody if you want at dogdaysofpodcasting.com. And you can find Chuck, who is on an away mission this week. He's always on an away mission. You can find Chuck and I at the Technorama podcast. Just search for Technorama, and if you search for Technorama, you're going to find the Swiss Science Museum. But if you search for Technorama podcast, you'll find us, and you can find us on YouTube and other places as well, wherever you pick up your podcasts.
Okay. And you can find me, Clinton, at Comedy Forecast. Say it with me, all one word with the number 4.
Yeah. In 4 minutes or less. Oh, you're not doing that anymore.
No, I'm not doing that anymore. Although some of the, because I'm participating in Dog Days of Podcasting, doing odd news times 2s, which is 2 odd news stories every day. Although I'm taking a slight break because doing the Topic is Trek and Dog Days was proving to be a bit too much. As you know, we're a bit light on videos as it was this week because just too much going on. So I'll be picking that back up again sometime this weekend. But the show normally is either very short standalone stories, just humorous stories, or that sometimes it's multi-part stories, but always something going on there. And there's close to 900 episodes if you want to go back and check every single one of those out as well. All right. And with that said, it's time to hit the theme, boys. If you like the show, please be sure to tell a friend about it and subscribe so you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear from you. Follow us on Blue Sky at The Topic is Trek. Visit our Facebook page or call us at 816-TREKKER. That's 816-873-5537. Until next time, on behalf of Joe, Craig, Chuck, and myself, I'm Clinton, thanking you for listening. And as we always say here on The Topic is Trek, don't put on
the red shirt. I'm in the clear.
Not if we go to black and white, you're not. All right.
Well, all right.
And we're done.
All right. Thank you for watching live. Those of us who joined us and contributing your comments, they're very much appreciated. Hopefully we got a lot of them in there into the show as well. And so thank you. If you're watching afterwards, please feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section, which is a great place to leave comments, I suppose. And well, the people that are listening to the podcast are already out at that point. So, but if you miss sometimes, you can also subscribe to The Topic is Trek to hear the audio version, which is just like this without pictures. You can keep us honest that way, going, in this episode, you talked about the thing on screen and you never said what the thing was. So, which happens from time to time. All right. So we're going to say goodbye for now.
Night, Diane. Good night, Diane.
Thanks for watching. Have fun storming the castle.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.